Rob, obviously on the road on the way down to Woking for the first away trip of the season, obviously a long one for you to kick things off, but stopping down at Ascot on the way down to train, how are things kind of going at the minute with the boys?
Yeah, good. Obviously it's boiling hot, probably you can tell from my big red head, but no, we've trained at Ascot before, so they're brilliant, very accommodating. It's a lovely place to stop, and I think it's nice when the weather's like this and we can train in a nice environment. Yeah, obviously other than Joe, lads are all here and all fit, which is good. So yeah, in a good place. Obviously, it's the first game of the season, it's a good win, but we don't want to take it for granted. We want to make sure that we keep building and getting better. You know, there's a lot from the Ebbsfleet game that actually when we looked at, felt we could have been a lot better with, and I think that's the key, isn't it? Every single game, identifying what you can get better at and trying to get better. And sometimes the result won't always reflect that. So winning 5-1 doesn't mean you've been brilliant. Just the same as losing 1-0 doesn't mean you've been poor. So we just want to make sure we keep improving on the little things. But I've got to say the lads have been brilliant with their buy-in, their hard work, and I just think it's important that we make sure we stay on it because when the lads are on it, they're obviously a very good team.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Joe there as well. What's the sort of latest on him at the moment?
Yeah, he's had a scan. We're just waiting for the results. I think he's going to see a specialist Monday just to see how bad it is. Luckily, he hasn't broken anything, which is the first sort of good news sort of box ticked. It's still going to be a reasonably lengthy injury, so we'll have to look to address that. But the most important thing is we make sure that we're there for his recovery, and it isn't the worst case scenario which we feared. So yeah, it's not great in terms of, not ideal for him, but we've got to take the positives, and all we've got to do is make sure we do everything we can to get Joe back on the pitch, helping us the way he does, because he's since day one he's been fantastic for us.
Yeah, and mention obviously Woking on Saturday. What are you kind of expecting out of that at the minute? I know early season it's probably a bit of a strange one in the sense that you haven't got too much to sort of review in terms of games played apart from pre-season and things like that at the minute. Yeah,
the Alty game was obviously having Altrincham having a man sent off probably changed the tempo of the game. First 15 minutes Woking were excellent, and we watched quite a bit of pre-season, some of the games against Gillingham for example, and I really like them. I think they're very well organised, very aggressive. Get the ball in the box, get the ball forward quickly. So we're going to have to deal with that. They've got very good forwards. Kendall, for example, is a very, very good player. We need to make sure that we're able to adapt and negate and deal with, sort of what Woking brings, especially the intensity and the energy that they've always had. We found that in the game there last year. We didn't deal with that second half, so we're going to have to try and make sure we don't make the same mistake again. But ultimately, we'll try and deal with them as best we can. But we always try and focus on ourselves and make sure we focus on the way we play, how we manipulate the ball. We've obviously got a threat with Owen and his pacing behind, so we can sort of evolve the way we play. If we need to go a bit more direct or a bit longer, we can. But we always have to come from the structure and understanding of when we go long rather than just going long for the sake of it. So it's going to be a good game. I think obviously the weather, the heat, it's quite a tight ground, it's good atmosphere, so I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a really good test for us.
Yeah, and you mentioned in terms of the rest of the squad, apart from Joe, obviously, how is everyone looking? I know I think a few people were slightly concerned when Owen came off, if he'd come off with a bit of cramp or a slight injury, or if that was just tiredness later on in the game or anything like that.
Yeah, I think a bit of everything, a bit of emotional sort of tiredness, because first game of the season, I think we probably, our energy was exceptionally high, same as Owen's, and we've got to help and work with Owen in terms of conditioning, because I don't think he's played in a team where the nine's expected to do so much running in and out of possession, and it's high intensity, it's high metres, so we need to protect him, we need to monitor it. But no, Owen's okay, he'll be fine for tomorrow. Obviously he's going to look to continue his good work, and Becky's getting fit, getting in minutes on Saturday's first minutes of the season was good. So obviously Becky adds a different sort of a different threat in terms of his physicality and his link-up play. So yeah, no, we're in a good place. We just need to make sure that we can monitor the squad, because I think we've got 4 games in 9 days now, is it? I think Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, Monday, so maybe less than that. I don't know what it is, 8 days, but which isn't ideal, to be honest with you, but it is what it is. We'll just have to make sure we use the squad the best we can. I think every single one of these lads deserves to play every game, so we've already had that conversation as a group that minutes will be shared as and when, and no one has the right to play, and everyone has the acceptance that whether they come on or come off, they just come on and add another level to the team and try and help as a squad to get to where we want to be.